it was bound to happen at some point. The classic streamer forgetting to unmute their mic. Oh well. Live and learn! How is everyone doing this fine day? I imagine you are all quite excited for reasons. Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, like less than an hour ago we found out that Nintendo was going to do a direct tomorrow. The same morning that Freedom Planet 2 comes out. Depending on how you look at it, that can be a blessing or a curse. Or blurst. Oh yes, it's quite okay to be anxious instead. Like, even today we're still like encountering bugs that it's making my blood pressure spike. But it's gonna be okay. Thankfully, we live in an era where games can be patched after release. Just in case. Mario movie? Ooh, that's a good prediction. I wonder if we'll find out more about that. Yeah, like tomorrow, I was gonna start streaming at the same time as today. But I'm highly contemplating streaming like a few minutes before the direct starts so we can watch it together. Hello. Hello everyone who's just come in as well. Yeah. Although it is still a very good idea to make sure the game is as polished as possible before release. Because first impressions are important. Putting release anxiety aside, what you've been doing okay. I should actually come down from here so I can properly read your questions. Hold on. Thank you, Cassie Rose 19 for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay. Now I don't have to jumble my brain trying to read your questions upside down. Okay. Putting release anxiety aside, what you've been doing else? Got up with some releases we had these past weeks/months. I want to do that more once the like a few weeks from now, once things have calmed down in terms of like bug fixing and everything. And once I start streaming more regularly, of course, that will give me plenty of reason to check out some more recent releases. Yeah, I had a lot of fun streaming games from Sage. Those technically count as new releases, right? Even though they're just demos. Sorry if I can't stick around on this stream for too long. I'm currently adding a playthrough of Freedom Planet 1 for my YouTube channel. Trying really hard to get up for sequel releases tomorrow. Oh, we appreciate it so much. Like, most of the time that Freedom Planet 2 has been in development, it's been very rare to see Freedom Planet actually being streamed on Twitch. Except by like the speedrunners and stuff. But we've been noticing it more often in these last few days as people get caught up on like the lore and the gameplay, which is really cool. I appreciate it. Oh, smooth flip! Yeah! Oh gosh, yeah. I just like hanging from the ceiling. It feels comfortable. I have these hooks on the bottom of my shoes. You can't really see them, but like the hooks let me stay on like hanging bars and stuff. People like me appreciate the commitment to quality. Why, thank you. I've been replaying the first game in the meantime. Nice. Hello, Sahanova Zamat. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. just like Maria Note's shoes. Yes, Maria Note was a huge inspiration for my design. Good morning, Yaroon. I hope I also pronounced your name correctly. It's the OST also releasing tomorrow as well. To tell you the truth, I haven't set that up yet, but if I've got some time to spare, then I would like to. But if I do, then it won't be like the complete like uncompressed version of the soundtrack. It'll be like what you hear in game. I don't know. I think we might find some extra time to like really prep the soundtrack to be at the highest quality possible, and to add proper fading points for songs that lack them. Pardon me for being late, but I hope things are well. Oh, thank you, Event Horizon, for stopping by regardless. Yeah, I know, things have been pretty hectic the past few days. Hello, Spacey. I'm here to observe the bat in her natural habitat. Gaming. Yeah, gaming. I am the gamer bat. A bat in a habitat. Habitat. I was surprised I didn't know Freedom Planet 2 was dropping till another streamer noted it. I didn't believe it, then looked it up, swore, and started playing the first game. You know, that's kind of a dilemma with being such a small studio. We don't have the budget or the time for a proper marketing push. So I suspect that a lot of people would be taken completely by surprise by this release. If I were to recommend FP to someone, should I recommend FP1 or FP2 for an introduction to the series? Well, that's an interesting question, because I do think that Freedom Planet 2 has better difficulty balancing and is overall like a more polished and balanced experience, but the first game is still worth experiencing too for to see how like the gameplay evolved, and I still think it holds up today as a fun game. Even though it's like a little bit rougher around the edges. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure. But I do know that you do not need to play the first game to understand what's going on in the second. Like if you remember my Freedom Planet 2 stream last week, there's an audio log from the Magister, and he kind of goes over the events of the first game. And Lilac kind of explains it to Ascal too, since he's the new guy. Gamer girl right here. Yeah. At one time tomorrow, Freedom Planet 2 will be available for purchase, and will there be a new launch day trailer? There will be a new trailer. I actually put the finishing touches on it a couple days ago. So, it says available now at the end, so I'm gonna wait until right when we launch to post it. But I like how it turned out. I think it showcases most of what the game has to offer. And as far as time, the direct kind of scrambled that a little bit, but I was gonna plan on starting the stream at 11 a.m. tomorrow, and then like chat and hype things up for an hour and bring some of the team in for like a voice call, and then launch at like noon EST. I think we can still do that, but I'm just gonna start the stream a couple hours earlier so that we can watch the Nintendo Direct together. Spacey gaming! Yeah! Excuse me while I break the glass silly and float away. Float away on giant bat wings. How's it hanging? Sorry I was late. No problem. Thank you for stopping by, Akuyo1116. Thank you, Gift Shop, for the follow. I appreciate it. Tim Tam's exchange program. It's been a while, actually, since I had Tim Tams. I like the dark chocolate ones. Like, dark chocolate is my jam. And I also really liked, it's kind of a interesting combination for me, but I really liked the dark chocolate and orange ones. Yeah, Edwin sent me to those special from Australia last time I had them. So good. Ugh. Yeah, we kind of have like a private actual Tim Tams exchange program on the team where he just kind of like occasionally sends us the goods. Yeah, interesting. Free Implant 1 is also great. A start, especially the soundtrack. Absolutely. Free Implant 1 soundtrack is on Bandcamp as well, and on Steam, I think. It's still such an amazing soundtrack. I've caught myself listening to it a few times, even though I haven't actually like touched the game in many years. It might be fun to stream it sometimes for sometime in the future for nostalgia. I really like the new store page artwork for FP2. Tyson Tan did a really good job on that one. Yeah! Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I seriously can't believe, like, and you can kind of see how his art style has evolved over the years. Like the character select art that's in the game itself is that was made earlier on, and then you've got the amazing title screen stuff. But I think even his older stuff still holds up really well, especially like even like the sprites of like the bosses and stuff. Hiya, a little late, but here I am. Thank you, it's Simon. Thank you for stopping by. Going to buy and install the game before going to work so I can stream FP2 when I get home. Good idea. I hope no one neglects important work responsibilities to play the game. Unless for some reason their workplace decides that so many people have mysteriously called in sick that they canceled the day. Dark chocolate jam. They actually do sell Tim Tams in the US, but it's a more limited option compared to the craziness of the selection in Australia. Quick question, what do you think is the best way to enjoy the game? Because I see that you can play each character differently in each stage. I think not sure, but should I play like Lilac on all levels to enjoy her story? I'm struggling with English a little here, but I hope you get my point. Oh, I get your point. It's no problem. Your English is quite good. Honestly, if I had to pick a character to start off with, I would recommend Lilac. Just because a few of the plot points related to Murga have more context in her story. And I generally think that she's easier to pick up and play than the other girls because her dragon boost has so much invincibility attached to it that it makes it easier to escape from trouble. But I think that any of the 4 playable characters is a valid first choice. For the longest time, I assumed Tim Tams was some kind of children's toy, and only many years later, I found out it's a chocolate. Yeah, I was kind of confused about the name at first, too. Oh, I don't know if you can hear my puppies. Well, one puppy. Paige is the one barking. Sammy is just staring out the window. Oh, I want to show you a photo I took of her recently. Paige! No barky, hun. Yo, look at her. She's a fluffy little worm. Like, so that this was a rare shot because she usually doesn't sit like a cat. Why growl at me? Why you growl at me? Oops, okay. Yes, it's Paige. Pagey Wage. Oh, seeing FP's bangers? Oh yeah, absolutely. Wish it was possible to stream it on our services officially. Yeah, I need to set up accounts with like Spotify and all the major streaming services. Something I'm curious about. What's the fastest time you've gotten in the first game? Mine is about 54 minutes with Carol. It's been so long since I played, gosh. I am not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. I think maybe my best time is like hovering like just under the back before breakfast badge. Like 80-ish minutes? 80-ish minutes, I think. Speaking of FP1, I always wondered why did Pango Lagoon 1 have both in English and Japanese version? 'Cause we felt like it. And like early on, I had like the ambitious plan of launching with a Japanese translation, which of course, like many things in FP1's development, I underestimated just how much work would be involved with that. But yeah, Dawn was quite chill with making both in English and Japanese vocals for the song, so I can tell she enjoyed that. Favorite thing about Spade? His new outfit. I think it's quite nice. Like with the glasses that he actually wears instead of permanently wearing them on his forehead. If you ever reconsider going back to the Torque spin-off, I'd love to hear Warp Sector in an official release. Unironically, the hardest banger in the whole OST. Yeah, I love those two songs. I'm also disappointed that they have not been in an official part of the game yet. But yeah, if there's ever a Torque game in the distant future, then we would absolutely want to mix those songs up into a new version, like a cleaner version. They're going to be bloopers in FP2? No, the team was too good this time, unfortunately. So the few bloopers that were there didn't quite sync with the character sprites. Like I could tell Sabbath had some fun with it. Like we've got a clip of him belching, which is pretty funny, and a clip up where he says like "Yowzers" in a really goofy voice. But yeah, that's an interesting like conundrum where the team is just too good for outtakes. I'm proud of their work regardless. They don't need to mess up for like in-game bloopers. Speaking of Tin Tams, I want to try some, but turns out importing them to Italy is quite the struggle. Yeah, I could imagine so, since they come all the way from Australia. I wonder if they have like a more limited stock in Europe, kind of like they do in the US. Yeah, dog barking. I shall give the doggo all the pets. Yeah, she's just chilling on the bed next to my computer desk right now. Also, let me see that again. Your VTuber model looks so good. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Simon. 7 years of development. What can you say about some of the flaws that were seen on previous streams? For example, the Magister has a personal wind factor map that is not drawn in some places. The Magister has personal wind because he's important and mysterious. And like the map screen, I know it looks kind of scuffed, but we decided to roll with it because like there's just so much detail on it that it would detract time from shading other parts of the game. Dawn recording new vocals for the soundtrack, not for Free Implant 2 soundtrack. I was referring to her vocal work in Relic Maze and Pengu Lagoon from the first game. Wishing you a pleasant stream. Thank you, Anne! I was wondering, when did the idea for the sequel start? Because I remember replaying FP1 and Pengu Lagoon or other stages really aimed toward to a future game. I pretty much had ideas for stuff that I wanted to refine, like right after the original Free Implant released. So, yeah, you just kind of get that itch about like, what if we did this? Or this didn't quite work out the way we intended. What if we did this instead? And then one thing led to another, and then we had a sequel on our hands, a proper sequel. Struggling from success, yeah. How dare they do their job well? How dare. May I suggest adding in bloopers as sound bites, the kind that were locked with cards in FP1? That's a good idea. I can figure out a place to put them. But if not, then I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to share them outside of the game. I just wanted to say Free Implant 1 is my favorite indie game and one of my favorite games of all time. Really excited to play the sequel tomorrow after the long wait. Can't wait to see what you guys are capable of without the limitations of Click Team Fusion. Thank you so much, Shortable Shelf. Gosh, yeah, like all of the excitement that's building up is like, I know it kind of adds to my stress somewhat, but also it like, is there a word for when you're feeling stressed and excited at the same time? Is that like feeling like anxious or like thrilled? I'm gonna go with thrilled. But yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm just as excited. What was your favorite feature to work on in FP2? I think like the programming all like the character abilities was really fun. And then once we got a proper workflow down for the bosses, that was also something I highly enjoyed. I just like making like grandiose boss battles in general. And it's also really fun to like plug in people's sprites and just like bring them to life and plug in the sounds that our sound team has created. Before FP1 got voices, did you have other choices in mind for different actors, or pretty much was always the same cast? It was pretty much always the same cast. I remember posting auditions on this voice acting pro boards forum, and I got a lot more submissions than I thought. I got like something like 100 submissions for 10 characters, I think. So yeah, and the voice actors I chose have been so wonderful, and some of them have become like very good friends over the years. And like watching some of them just like continue with like their professional voice acting careers has been quite an honor. Like when I met Kagi, Alejandro Saab, who voices Mayor Zhao, he was just starting to voice act. And now he's like in a whole bunch of anime, and he's a VTuber as well. It's so awesome. I'm proud of him. Genuinely. I have to run, but I hope you have a good rest of your day. My anticipation for tomorrow is through the roof. Thank you, Aaron, for stopping by. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day. I think anxious sounds about right, but thrilled also works. Okay, yeah. I'm kind of torn between a Nira and Lilac playthrough for my first character. Nira is a valid first choice as well, since she's kind of the team mom who babysits the other 3 characters sometimes. Agitation? Yeah, that's another good way of putting it, I guess. But I think that more implies like anger. You know, like agitated skeletons. What happens during loading screens in FP2? I know it's a weird question, but as a programmer myself, I'm so intrigued by it as they weren't in the demo. So, we figured out how to have like an animated loading screen, and I settled with like a row of crystals that appear at the bottom of the screen, and they just kind of like light up in sequence. I think that's that looks nice and clean, and it lets people know that the game has not froze. And what can you say about the fact that the effect of ice under Nira appears through the effect of water when only a silhouette is visible at the end of the waterfalls? Yeah, her icicles that appear underneath her when she runs really fast. It is a clever effect, but it's also really difficult to layer properly. It pretty much has to be on the same layer as Nira herself, and that can cause it to look kind of strange sometimes. But I hope people don't pay too much attention to it, because it's just kind of like a cool little detail. Yeah, time flies. I gotta get back to work. I might be dropping in on the stream. Oh, thank you for stopping by, Silver. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I think Leon is one of the characters' Kagi voices, if I recall. The only Leon that that my brain can think about is the Resident Evil Leon, and he doesn't voice that Leon. Oh right, Leon from Pokemon. Yeah. Yeah, he did a good job as Leon. I also follow them on Twitter and see how they absolutely succeed in their VA career is amazing. Absolutely. And it's so cool that they keep up with all the projects that they've voiced in previously, no matter how long it's been. Like they have posted, they have shared their excitement about Free on Planet 2's imminent release as well, which we're very grateful for. Oh, hi Alex. I hope you're doing well. I hope the temperature is bearable there, a little more bearable there now. What a cute pic of your baby. Thank you. Yeah, I snapped this last night. Like she was kind of sitting like a cat. It's so cute. We all love the pupper. Yes, we do. I do. I'm a proud dog mama. Important question. Carol has T as a surname, but does she like tea? She has T as a surname. I'm not sure about her opinion on tea. But she strikes me as the kind of girl who's more like a coffee girl. At least that's my theory. A game theory. It'll look great even if there are a few visual hiccups in Nira's ice. Oh, thank you, Alex. I should take a sippy. How was moving from Click Media to Unity struggles, or was it more of an easy task? Also, I must say thank you so much for reading the messages of everything. Oh, no problem. Thank you for hanging out and taking an interest in our work. So, the main reason I wanted to switch game engines is because ClickTeam's products only natively port to PC. We have to hire outside help to port to consoles, which can get quite pricey, and it did for Freedom Planet 1. So that was the main reason for switching to Unity. We also swapped to Unity since it's a more script-based language, and it's such a common program to use that there's a lot more like talent you can hire. like you just need to be familiar with C# scripting, for example. Yeah, there's a lot of like programmers and designers and stuff who have Unity experience, so that made finding help a little bit easier. And though I finished my astronomy exam, I'm very tired, so I'm gonna nap. But have an awesome stream. Thank you, Dusky, for stopping by. I hope you have a nice rest. And thank you so much for all of your hard work. Thank you, dear friend. It's been much better, but still kind of warm. Oh, that's good. That's good to hear that it's more bearable. Yeah, I get worried about my friendos in the West Coast because of the heat wave. Nothing better than a good little puppy loaf. Yeah. Puppy loaf. Yeah. Carol hates tea and dresses. I would not be surprised. I think Carol could go either way when it comes to coffee or tea. Yeah, honestly, I think the same way. You know, she might actually like sweet tea. Because I'm a sweet tea kind of bat. And I haven't really gotten into like the more sophisticated types of tea. Although sweet tea can be quite sophisticated. I usually take mine with a drop of honey. It's really good and helps soothe my throat. Yes. Wonder how she would fare with tea of the sweet variety. I can't stop giggling. You are too cute for me to handle properly. Sorry. It's okay. Lo siento for my cuteness. Mega cutie. Oh, guys. You're making me blushy. Sweet tea gang. Yeah. Yeah, it's, I've been trying a little harder to, practice talking, because, like, normally I'm by myself so much that I don't really have as much of an opportunity to converse with people, other than, like, my mother and anyone who, visits, our house. So, streaming, I see it as a valuable opportunity to kind of train my voice better to maintain it longer. And I think these past few streams have been helping, even though my voice has been getting kind of scratchy near the end and lower. Do you like Southern US style sweet tea, Spacey? I can't say that I've tried it, but I would be open for trying any type of tea at this point. If only to use some of my gothic teacup collection. Yeah, I have a pair of these like batwing teacups that are so cute. Oh my goodness. They're my favorite. They're like my go-to for when I drink tea. Can we expect some character development from Nira in the FP2? Hehe, I had to ask this. Yeah. Yeah, in the first game, she was kind of an a-hole. And like very like uncompromising and like relentless in the pursuit of prosecuting criminals. But she will defrost slightly as the story goes on, and her views on the other three are tested. It is very sweet. Oh, nice. Yeah, I look forward to trying some. I always do honey with my tea and a little bit of milk. Nice. Yeah, I haven't tried milk yet. I should give that a shot too. Cause I've heard that like, well, I haven't just heard. I've experienced times in the past where I got really sick and my throat was all scratchy and stuff, and I was recommended warm milk with honey. It's kind of an interesting texture that I didn't quite like at the time, but it did help a lot. Question aside, I always wanted to share a silly HC. They're being bamboo chips, and you're having those as a guilty pleasure snack. Bamboo chips. Well, thank you, Debraham, for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you pronounced your name correctly. Yeah, bamboo chips. That definitely sounds like it'd be a cool, like, Avalis twist on one of our staple food items in the real world. Yeah, I could see that. Or maybe like roasted bamboo leaves, and they get like packaged in potato chip bags. Your voice is adorable, not gonna lie. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Event Horizon. You're doing such a great job, Spacey. Thank you. Thank you. With respect to my voice moderation, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I think, like, moving forward, I will try to aim for 90-minute streams. I think that's a good balance. Because I've noticed that last week, during my stage streams, my voice, like, really started to go around the 2-hour mark. So then from here, I can kind of like tackle it the way I tackle exercise, where like I start with as much as I can handle at the time, and then like slowly increase it over time. Yeah, you've been doing very good, decent job talking to us, so thank you. Goth cups, that sounds so awesome. Oh my gosh, yes. I have goth teacups. I have goth plastic cups with like straws. It's really cute. Like I like the drinkware from Killstar. They have like a lot of really like clever branding that's kind of like, what if the world was kind of like more goth and there were actually brands like that. Yeah, Nero was very focused on her mission. That is quite a nice way to put it. Melting her icy heart, yes. And I don't know if you, I don't know if this was kind of implied in the introduction of King Dale that you saw, Eepy. But the way that Dale and Nero speak to each other is like on very friendly terms by her standards. So it's kind of implying that they have like a prior working relationship. Because there was some old lore on the original Freedom Planet website that said that she was once a priestess from Shuigong. And I was wondering if that should have been retconned. But in the end, we decided that, yeah, she has previously worked under Shuigong. So she's more friendly with the folk there. Always used to call her the cocky and the few one. Yeah. Absolutely. Nero was kind of cold, and I'm sure the pun was intended there. Apparently the Nintendo Direct is at 10 a.m. ET, so it could be over before 11 a.m. Yes, I heard that it was at 7 a.m. Pacific time, so that's 10 a.m. my time. So what I'm thinking is that I could have my stream tomorrow start at 9:30 instead of 11, or like maybe start right when the Nintendo Direct starts. No, I think there should be a little bit of time beforehand for everyone to get seated. So I'm thinking about that. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna commit to it yet, because 9:30 is pretty early on. But yeah, they have said that the Direct will be 40 minutes long. So it will be over before I originally intended to start my stream at 11. So thankfully, crisis averted. It will not interfere with the launch party. I will also keep the launch party tomorrow. I'll try to keep it under 90 minutes if it starts at 11. Because I know that a lot of you are going to be very eager to just like start playing right away once it launches. So I'll probably hang around for like, well, like the team and I we're going to be on voice call, we'll probably hang around for like half an hour afterwards. And after that, we can just kind of like bask in the excitement. I can't wait. Killstar just has the best golf everything. Oh my goodness, yes. I think like 95% of my wardrobe now is their stuff. It just fits me so well. It's my aesthetic. So cute about the old lore, yeah. I'm actually curious about the writing you did for FP series. Did you hammer out storyline character deets before you started work on the games? Or did some of it happen as you worked on it? Well, Alex, I was basically writing by the seat of my pants. So, I did come up with basic backstories for everyone before we brought in the voice actors and stuff and started working on the story. A lot of it was being made as the game was being developed, and I think that made things harder than it needed to be. So definitely for the sequel, I made it a point to have us get the story sorted out like well in advance. Like the story is as old as the game itself. So it's just, so we still have changed some things. And that's mainly because sometimes when you translate certain story beats into like a game context, it doesn't always quite work out the way you wanted. So there have been some minor adjustments over the years. But like 90% of the script is still intact in the final game. And that made things a lot easier to plan out as well, in terms of like the stage order and all that. Can't wait for launch party time. Me neither. I can't wait. I'm probably going to be exhausted by that point, but I will do my best to be an entertaining host for you all. I just saw the direct starts literally when I'm supposed to start my shift. Aw. Yeah, it's always disappointing when things don't line up. But there have been times in the past where I haven't been able to catch a direct live either. And what I try to do is I stay off social media completely until I get home. And then when I do, the first thing I do is look up the Nintendo Direct and go straight to Nintendo's website to watch it. And then I do my usual social media stuff. Interesting though, in FP1 Nero was a cold-hearted a-hole and Mirza was an egotistical a-hole. Yeah. Not everyone in Avalos is nice. Or like selfless. It can lead to some interesting dialogue exchanges between characters. They just kind of bounce off each other, like the contrast is really interesting to see. Hope everyone brings their own snacks and drinks to the party tomorrow. Me too. Okay. Speaking of launch, at what time does it launch? Well, if I don't watch the Nintendo Direct live tomorrow, I'm gonna start my stream at 11, and the rest of the team, if they want to jump into voice chat, they can during that hour. And then I'll launch it around noon EST. I'm not sure if it's gonna be right on the dot because I'm gonna be juggling a lot of things. But like around noon EST, I'm gonna show the final trailer for the first time. And then like I'm gonna try and time it so that as soon as the Freedom Planet 2 logo pops up, I'll release the game on Steam. I think that'd be neat. But I also gotta make sure that the trailer is uploaded to Steam as well, so that might be a little tricky, but I'll do my best to make sure everything lines up. Wish I could bake in real life cookies for the whole team. Oh, thank you, Alex. I can't wait to try your cookies in real life, no matter how or where. And I want to bake you cookies too. Like, not to brag, but I make a mean double chocolate crinkle cookie. like what I usually do is I take melted chocolate and kind of mix it into the cookie dough. And then that makes the cookies dark brown. And then I roll them in confectioner sugar. And then once they're done baking, that makes them crunchy on the outside and soft and chewy on the inside. I love them. Oh my goodness. My parents will buy me the game. I can't wait for it. Oh, awesome. Hey there, hope you're doing well. Thank you, Blitzhachi. I'm in good spirits, considering like the stress of making sure everything we can fix as much as possible before release. Yeah, like I woke up to like a laundry list of things that I really want to fix before we release. So you can call me Stressy Batotelli today. That backstory was lost in translation then. Yeah, because like the first game I was just kind of like messing around, and I'm not as experienced of a writer as the rest of the writing team on Freedom Planet 2. Edwin especially has been a major help filing out the rough parts. He's so good with dialogue, oh my goodness. And then we also had like Dawn supervising the script, and Alejandro and Andrew Chen contributed some dialogue as well. Hello, Mighty Channel 3. Thank you for stopping by. I'm just doing like a casual chat today, the day before our 7-year-long project Freedom Planet 2 comes out tomorrow. Should be able to watch while working. My job doesn't demand that much effort. Yeah, like one of our playtesters also does most of his playtesting during work. I always get kind of nervous about that, but they know what they're doing. Hey, I have a different username now. I used to moderate in the official server. I'm glad to see the game is about to drop. Best of luck with it. Thank you, TorcoS. I appreciate the well wishes. Hope you're doing well. Say, Spacey, who's your favorite Freedom Planet character? And can I have you as a friend on Discord so I can show you my Freedom Planet OC? Favorite character? I mean, I've always loved Lilac. But I kind of have a soft spot for Nira too, because she was like 100% my original creation. And like Nira, I have more like Nira vibes in real life as well. Like I'm not as cold-hearted, obviously, but just like the fashion sense and just like being kind of a chill person to be around. Well, I think I'd fancy myself more of a like a Lilac type personality-wise, but like aesthetically Nira. Hehe. Okay, Spacey, would you and your team recommend Unity? I've heard some devs were jumping ship to different ones. Is it an exaggeration and shouldn't worry future devs? I am disappointed with some of the things that the Unity executives have been doing lately, and I do think jumping ship to similar engines like Godot is completely justified, but if you have to stay on Unity for your project, I don't think you have anything to worry about, because I'm sure that players will understand. Like, obviously, it is way too late to switch Freedom Planet 2 to a different project. But yeah, like, there's a difference between like the higher-ups who make all these weird business decisions and the developers who are just trying to use the best tools at their disposal to make their dreams come true. So in short, I don't think you have to worry if you're making your project in Unity right now. But I do recommend trying out Godot as well before you commit to a decision. Because even though Godot isn't as advanced as Unity right now, it's still kind of in its early phases. I've heard a lot of good things about it. And it helps that like kind of the framework that's built behind means that it'll always be open source. And like Tyson 10 recently contributed like a concept for a character model that they'll use in their tutorials. I think that's pretty cool. Say Spacey, who is your favorite Freedom Planet character? Oh wait, no, I already read that question. Ah, sorry. I need to start scrolling. With the move to Unity, you ever wonder how people might mod FP2 later on? People actually have modded the sample version. Like, I caught wind of a mod where somebody added Brevin as a playable character. But yeah, I suspect that things like character and gameplay mods are going to be the thing. Apparently, like, custom levels are kind of a mess to deal with because we use a custom terrain system for the game. What it basically does is it draws polygons, and like basically the terrain in the game is 2D polygons, like flat planes that it kind of like generates based on a node path, which I imagine that would be quite difficult to reproduce in like a fan-made level editor. Oh gosh. Yeah, every time at noon around here, there's an air siren that goes off. And both puppies could go kind of crazy over it. I wonder if they think that it's another dog barking or another dog howling. It does kind of sound like one, like a giant robot dog howling so loud that the entire neighborhood can hear it. They're just delivering their praises to the siren dog. Can't wait till you're here, or I'm there and I want to try your cookies. Oh, I want to try your cookies too. Is there gonna be Tyson in the chat tomorrow? It's been a while since I heard him. He did pop into my debut stream, which I'm extremely grateful for, but the time zone difference is just so severe that I would not expect him to stay up so late. But I'm very grateful whenever he can. Good luck to everyone on the final push. Thank you, Alex. Wait, Spacey, when will the game come out tomorrow? I'm gonna be sure to get it and get all the fun in the world. Hehe. The game will probably... I will probably launch the game around noon EST tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's gonna be right on the dot, but I'll do my best. It's gonna be absolutely great. I know you're stressed, but the game is gonna be incredible. Thank you so much. Thank you, Just Dust, for the follow. I appreciate it. Alright, I gotta go break a leg tomorrow, Spacey. Thank you, Buff Bike. Hope you have a good one. You're absolutely cool and chill in real life, Spacey, with a very kind heart. Oh, thank you. Oh gosh, I think I'm way behind. With the chat. Rooting for you guys, hoping everything goes smooth. Thank you guys so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Venerated. Thank. Wishing your mom a happy birthday, Akuyo. Oh, happy birthday, Akuyo's mom. Yay. I think there was a mod that adds Proto-Pincer as a playable character. What? Ugh. That I gotta see in the full game. But it is one of the smaller bosses, so I could see why that might be the choice for playable bosses. It's Gun Griffin. Hi, Gun Griffin. Oh, Paige, why are you growling at me? Why are you growling? Yep. I like messing with Paige because, like, sometimes she'll run into my office and start growling at me because she wants attention. I'll stare at her for a few seconds, and then I'll turn my head away quickly, like, no! And then that ticks her off even more, and if she's ticked off enough, she'll start howling at me. Oh my gosh. Hey, pretty girl. Hey, pretty girl. She's under my feet now. Paige. Oh, she just jumped up and she's got her front paws on my knees, and I'm petting her. I'm scratching her ears. Hi. Hi. Hey, baby girl. Mommy's streaming right now. I'll give you the pets in a little bit. Come on. Come on. It's okay. Oh, she's so fluffy. Okay, baby girl. I'm so ready for modding scene. Oh my gosh, me too. I'm willing to bet that there's gonna be a Sonic mod at some point. It would be very interesting to see custom Sonic sprites in Freedom Planet's, like, size and proportions. I must admit that. Excitement. Yeah, 3D models of Lilac, Carol, Melanie, and Corazon. Yeah, somebody made 3D models, like, early on in the game's development. That was really cool to see. Final stretch. Puppy wants attention. Question, who made your VTuber model? Oh, I can't wiggle my eyebrows. But, I made it myself. What do you think? Hello. Wing flapping action. Thank you, Matthew, for the follow. I appreciate it. I like how it kind of looks like I'm standing on a desk. Super impressive. Thank you so much. Yeah, like, I kind of debated whether I should sink money into, like, commissioning a wonderful artist to bring me to life. But in the end, I decided to put in the sweat to make my own model. I think that makes it a little extra special. Oh, thank you, ZATSUDAN. Thank you so much. Sonic mod would be appropriate, yeah. I wonder if there's gonna be moveset mods. That would be really cool to see too. Like to see the ways that other people would mix up our gameplay. Cause like when you're working on a team, like you all kind of like settle on like specific things to work on. So it's always interesting to see mods that kind of like deliver like a different side. Like a different like what if we went in a different direction? It's kind of like the hypothetical thing with mods. And then it kind of helps you appreciate the decisions that made it into the final game in the first place. William about someone will make a repainted style mod for FP2. Those always appear at some point. Oh yeah. That would be very interesting considering just how much sprite work there is in the game. Just like a mod that just like completely shifts the art style. Wow. Your VTuber model is so good. Oh, thank you, Yuffie. I love your new witch outfit model too as well. Of course I have a soft spot for witches, but it is genuinely impressive. impressed you made it look so clean with the binaries pixels too. Oh my gosh, yeah, like my model is essentially pixel art, but it's so large that it's not an issue in terms of like if I zoom in enough, you can kind of see the pixels. Like you can see it most prominently around like my eyelashes and my nose, and my lips. But yeah, still looks. It still came out a lot cleaner than I expected. It was a really cool learning experience, learning how to like layer a model and then animate it in Live 2D. Paige being the absolute bread in that pic. Oh yeah. She's. I just love it when she's just like a little loaf hanging on the floor. And then I go over and give her the scratches and the loves. Sammy as well. I need to get a loaf picture of Sammy sometime. If I recall correctly, Maria Notte is inspired to Italian culture or something, correct? Yes. She's an Italian girl, like me. Spesse Battotelli. Technically, I'm half Italian, but according to my full-blooded Italian father, that means I'm 100% Italian. But yeah, I'm like half Italian and like a quarter Irish, and then like a little bit of a few other cultures. Yeah, my mom is like a mixture, like mostly Irish, but like a little bit of German and a few other things that I can't quite remember. Your dress is indeed so cute. Oh, thank you. Italian gang. I gotta get going. Love you, Spacey. Can't wait to celebrate all your hard work tomorrow. And a great day to everyone else. Thank you so much, Alex, for stopping by. Thank you so much. I can't wait to celebrate with you whenever we can. And I can't wait to visit you on your next stream whenever that may be as well. Question, will the soundtrack be available to purchase on Steam? I would like it to be. The tricky part right now is that some of the audio in the game doesn't fade out. They have like a fade out at the end. So we got to put a little polish into it, but eventually I will put the soundtrack up on Steam. And like a few other places as well, like Bandcamp. As someone who's made their own VTuber model, it provides a lot of satisfaction by having made it myself. Absolutely, I see that now. Like when you make something like of this magnitude by yourself, it can feel pretty satisfying. Pixels give it a cool style. Oh, thank you. I had once thought about trying to do a model with pixel art binaries, but was afraid Live 2D would blur out the edges, so I ended up not doing so. I could see that being a potential issue if you have pixel art at a lower resolution. Because like the pixel art on my model is like so large that it's essentially like a vector art style. But maybe someday someone will figure out a way to apply a nearest neighbor filter on Live 2D. Or like a pixel perfect filter. But like, I mean, there's always the option of being like essentially a ping tuber with many frames of animation. And you could kind of like, I imagine you could like code something in Unity to kind of like swap between the animations depending on like your facial tracking. That would be cool. What else? I always explain to people that FP subspace emissary, but in a Sonic style. Yeah, kind of. I can see that. I can see the logic behind that. I have my physical FP1 soundtrack on my shelf, the Indie Box one. Awesome! Yeah, Indie Box was a lot of fun to work with. It's too bad that they stopped doing like those kind of like physical boxes. Because I guess they were like running out of money or something. But they're still around, they just don't do like that sort of thing. Limited Run that kind of does that now. Although I must say that sometimes it feels like Limited Run productions are a little too limited. Like I think eventually I would like to have like a physical release of Freedom Planet 2 that is like a little more perpetual. Just in case like people aren't available during like the pre-order period. Yeah, because box art, physical boxes of games are special. Like I remember like seeing like physical boxes of like the Switch version of Freedom Planet 1 like up for sale at like inflated prices, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of stung a little. But that's the nature of supply and demand, I suppose. Are you guys planning more physical merch as well? That would be really cool. Like, this is unlikely to happen, but the dream would be like action figures, because like a lot of the characters have that action figure look to them. Captain Kalau especially. Even if they're just like still statues, it'd still be really cool to see. Yeah, Real Person 16 is in the Galaxy Trail server. Oh yeah, scarcity. Scarcity is the issue of our times. I mean, especially when it comes to artificial scarcity. But I understand why a lot of like places like Limited Run do stuff like that, because they are small enough that it would be way too risky to do like permanent productions of physical copies. So like the safest way to ensure that they're making enough copies, like just enough, is to kind of like open up pre-orders for a certain period of time, and then based on the number of pre-orders, that's how much they would produce. But maybe someday one of them will be big enough to not only still accommodate indies, but also offer a more flexible solution for fans who might not be available at a specific week. Oh yeah, I have to wonder, has the level count changed any since the 2020 Q&A? If I'm not mistaken, there are still 30 levels, and I can't quite remember how many Battlesphere challenges there are. I think there's like 10? No? Wait, no. I think there's like 15 Battlesphere challenges. So there's quite a lot to breeze through. And it's funny because the reason we wanted so many stages to begin with is because we wanted each FP2 stage to be about half as long as a Freedom Planet 1 stage, so it'd about even out, but our creativity got away with us, and a lot of the stages are just as long. There's 2 that are even longer, and then there's a bunch that only have a boss in them, so they only last a couple minutes, if you're good. Oh, thank you, Ty Days, for the follow. I appreciate it. So yeah, Freedom Planet 2, there's more variety in stage length, which I think is really interesting. If we got Freedom Planet figures, my wallet will implode, so this means yes, please. Yes, please. Oh my gosh. I would buy so many too to give to good friends and stuff. And like for giveaways. I mean, like, companies that do physical merch do tend to give the creator like a prototype. And a few of them have actually given me like copies to like distribute to team members. So it'd be cool if that happened. Oh my god, yes, I would like to buy the action figures for all the characters. Yes! Oh my goodness. I can't wait. I hope there's an opportunity in the future, but I won't hold my breath over it. I love Freedom Planet ever since I discovered it for the first time. I immediately fell in love with it. And to be honest, I think it should have its own anime or movie or something like that. That would be an interesting thing too. Like if Freedom Planet turned into kind of an anime. I have admittedly daydreamed about that a few times. To where like an alternate universe where we just like made an anime instead of a video game. Like there are pros and cons to the different mediums. Like with animated productions, you don't really have to consider gameplay anymore. But also I've heard that it can get extremely expensive. Like especially when it comes to like drawing all of the frames and stuff. So yeah, it seems like something that would like definitely require a high budget. Higher than I think we could reasonably obtain. Although it would be cool to have like a animated trailer, like a 2 or 3 minute trailer. Like in an anime style. Like we do have the animated trailer that we did for Freedom Planet 2's initial announcement, which is amazing. Yeah, something like that. I did work that some of the footage from the animated trailer into the final one. It's just too good not to leave out of the final trailer. Can't help but wonder what's going to be the longest level. You shall see. And hopefully it'll be pretty obvious when players encounter those levels. 30 levels, you're really going the extra mile with the stages. Yeah, oh my goodness. Like there were a few times in the past where we had considered dropping some of the planned levels, like for the sake of time, but we made them work. The other big challenge too is that we wanted a boss fight at the end of each level, and I'm very thankful we were able to stick to that. Like my hat's off to like the whole team for their amazing work. This game is chunky. Like I think for like a casual playthrough, like for your first time, it takes like around 10 hours for one character. But like I think it is possible to speedrun it under 2 hours. Especially like if you don't factor in like the cutscenes and stuff. There is a skip option for the cutscenes as well. Making animation stuff isn't cheap to say the least. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah. Other bloopers in FP2 as well. Unfortunately, no. This is something that was kind of brought up earlier in the stream, but the voice actors were too good this time. There were a few bloopers, but there wasn't enough to make it kind of like a regular feature the way it was in the first Freedom Planet. It's funny you say that because the beta version of the title screen of FP1 in the official OST sounds like a next episode skit you'd see at the end of an anime episode. Yeah! Absolutely. And I could see like FP2's stage clear thing like being used as a jingle for like the episode card at the start of an anime episode. Freedom Planet times Dragon Ball crossover would be awesome, right? I mean, technically that's already the case. Christopher Sabat voices Escal. I've said this in a prior stream, but when I first met Sabat to do the voice recording, at that point I hadn't actually ever watched Dragon Ball Z, and I was so embarrassed by it that when I got home I just binged watched Dragon Ball Z Kai. It's quite good. He makes a good Piccolo and Vegeta, of course. His Vegeta is iconic. I can see why now. The action pose on the cliff is so perfect. Yeah, absolutely. That boss rush is going to be hella long. Yeah, we want to add a boss rush eventually. But, there's just so much to check for. Like, a proper boss rush would be all of the bosses in sequence in the same scene together. And we've done some work on it, but it takes like 40 minutes to test. Like, I'm sure you can speedrun it faster, but we have to test for specific things to make sure nothing breaks, compared to like the single boss refights. So unfortunately, it's not going to be in the game on launch. But hopefully, for the time being, like people who want to go through a boss rush will be able to do so through the Battlesphere boss rematch menu, to where you could just like pick an individual boss, fight it, and then go back to the menu and pick the next one, etc. The animated trailer is like a PS1 FMV. Oh my gosh, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah, like when I was putting it in some of the clips of it into the final trailer, like I just kept watching the original thing, and I'm just like so blown away at what Dan was able to accomplish with the animations. And the music track is so hype. 10 hours, that is me. I'm very excited. Yeah. I was genuinely surprised at that length. Like when people like we hadn't done a full playthrough of the game until like the final level was done and the ending cutscenes were made. So that, and then when we saw the number, we were like, wow, wow. That is substantial. Dawn voices Kale, yeah. Like I can tell when I talk to her, like that Kale is like one of her favorite roles ever. And I can tell that like she's extremely grateful to be a part of the Dragon Ball community. I'm proud of her. And like when her and her partner voice actress, who voices Caulifla, when they merge in the Kefla, it sounds so good. The other thing that's really cool about Kale too is like when she gets like super buff, and it's kind of like the Hulk, and Dawn is like just like a huge Incredible Hulk fan. So it's almost like it was meant to be. Thank you, Thunder Raiden, for the raid. Hehe. That's the first time that somebody's raided. So congratulations, you are the first Spacey Bat raider. Dawn's voice range with Kale is amazing. Yes, oh my goodness. Like, I haven't watched full episodes of Super because I want to watch it in order first, but like the clips that I've seen of like buffed up Kale versus Goku, oh my goodness. Goosebumps, actual goosebumps. Yeah, Askel, in early versions of the game had Dragon Ball sound effects as a placeholder. And when it came time to actually like make like unique sound effects for him, our sound effect team kept like the old school anime aesthetic. So they still kind of sound like Dragon Ball sounds, but they aren't. I think that's cool. That separates him from the other characters quite well. Favorite character in FP2? It's a tough call, but I have a personal connection to Nira since she was my creation. So I'm gonna go with Nira. And I think what works in Nira's favor as well is that she has just improved so much since the first game. both in terms of like personality and design. Oh my, yeah, Paige is barking again. Like, anytime that somebody crosses the street, even if it's way on the other side of the road, she'll bark. So she's a good guard dog, but sometimes she gets carried away. I would find it cute if Mila would try to do the Kamehameha, but failed while Lilac was telling her it was a good start. Yeah, I could kind of see that, like a Phantom Cube version of the Kamehameha, just trying to make the biggest super shield burst she can. Is the game going to be deterministic enough for people to make tool-assisted speedruns? I hope so. But it's something we will actively try to address if it's not possible. Because we do have some speedrunners in the community who are quite eager to try it out. I like your beautiful model avatar and outfit as well. And how are you doing today? Beautiful on Beautiful Monday today. You are a beautiful Twitch streamer, VTuber ever, and always beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Underrated. Thank you for the multiple beautifuls in my direction. I am quite flattered. Thank you. And thank you, Welcome21, for the follow. I appreciate that. Yes, she barky. I can't wait to hear it when I get to play it tomorrow. Yeah. Oh my gosh, like, it's actually happening. I still have to remind myself. Hi, Spacey. Hi, Excite. Hope you're doing well today. No, you and I had similar things happen. Mine's game release. You're releasing Freedom Planet 2 tomorrow, and they just announced the Shovel Knight Dig release is coming in a few days. Oh yeah, Shovel Knight Dig looks really good. Like, I've said before that I wanted to play through all the Mega Man games on stream sometime. And we can make that a Mega Manuary, like in the month of January. Just like play nothing but Mega Man games on stream. I want to do something similar for all the Shovel Knight games. Because I've only played Treasure Trove. And from there, so far I've only played Shovel Knight and King Knight's campaigns. I still need to... I started Plague Knight, but I didn't finish it. But so I want to do the rest of Plague Knight and also, the name escapes me. Who's the other guy? The Scythe guy? Oh, Spectre Knight. Yeah. And then, of course, there have been a multitude of other Shovel Knight games in the franchise since I played, so... Yeah, I think that might be cool, to dedicate a couple weeks to Shovel Knight stuff. Are there going to be more endings in what, Freedom Planet 2? I mean, there's pretty much one ending. I mean, it changes slightly depending on the character you're playing as, because they have different perspectives in the epilogue. What was the decision to change the way the Mila cubes function from FP1 to FP2? Well, I think the main issue with the way Mila controlled in the first Freedom Planet is that if you wanted to, like a skilled player would have to do a lot of inputs. And a lot of it involved like, just like repeatedly holding the spawn cube button down and then releasing it at the proper time, then holding it down for a little bit and then releasing, holding it down, releasing. So it requires an extremely consistent rhythm, especially in the speedrunning context. And I felt like she wasn't accessible enough. So for the sequel, we worked hard to kind of like revamp her moveset. So now instead of having to hold a button down in order to spawn a cube after a second, you just press guard and she spawns a cube immediately. And instead of like throwing a whole block at once, you can just like rapid fire and shoot like mini cubes. And like based on the feedback, I'd say it was a good call. Because like a lot of people, like I'm sure a lot of people will pick Mila first because she's like absolutely adorable and she has an awesome personality. And we don't want to like restrict like her more advanced techniques to people who have played the game for hours and hours. So she can do a lot of cool stuff right out of the gate this time. Just want to say hi before I head out to work. Have a great stream, Spacey. Huh? Thank you, Oxide. I'm probably a little late, but thank you regardless. You better invite Dusky if you do the Mega Manuary. I can do that, yeah. Hello, Man Life. Hope you're doing well today. Okay. Alright, it has been 90 minutes. So I believe I should dip out now and get back to work. We want to make the game as polished as possible before our big release tomorrow. So I will keep you posted about whether I start streaming early tomorrow for the Nintendo Direct. But either way, feel free to stop by at 11 a.m. and I will be streaming at that point. And I'll bring in some of the team and we'll have like a grand old celebration with all of you. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much for stopping by, everyone. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye.